code our wiring setup for the KY002 vibration sensor. So we're going to start with our variables in sensor. So we want to define what pin we'll be using for the sensor. So we're going to say pin 5. Let's pick that arbitrarily. I'm going to have a pin for my LED output. So I'm going to call it LED, make it pin 13. Lucky number 13, right? Int value. That's going to be where our digital read is going to go. I'll write the setup code. So these are to prepare the pins that we're going to use for inputs and outputs on the Arduino. So pin mode, sensor, it's going to be an input. So we're basically telling the Arduino pin 5 is going to be an input. And we're going to go pin mode, LED, it's going to be an output. So we're telling the Arduino that pin 13 is going to be an output. Once again, the refresh code is going to be serial begin 9600. That's the refresh rate for the electronics. Oh wait, not set up. Now we're going to go loop. This is the code that will keep playing on the Arduino and keep rerunning. So what we want to do here is get a value read from the sensor. So we want the Arduino to read the sensor on every iteration. So val digital read sensor. So it's going to keep checking pin 13, and it's going to make sure that we want to get a high anytime the sensor is activated. And digital read will give you either a low or a high value. If it is a high value, we want to add our logic. So if the val here is equal to high, all caps, then we want serial vibration detected. So at this point, this is for us to know that the sensor is picking up something from pin 5, showing us that there's an input from the sensor. There's a vibration detected. So right now, that's going to print to our window. This also helps with troubleshooting. So let's say we have an LED, so we also have our LED pin. So we're going to say digital write. So unlike digital read, where it accepts a value, digital write is where we tell a certain pin to output a value of high. So on a 3.3 volt board, it's going to send out 3.3 volts. On a 5 volt board, it'll send out 5 volts. I go by current, so it's going to send 0.8 amps, so 800 milliamps through. So when you do your calculations, that's why you have to use certain resistor values. But this digital write is going to tell the LED to go high. And the reason I have this serial print line vibration, and like we did in the last sensor item that we did, was to show that if this LED doesn't turn high, we can troubleshoot our circuit, because we know that the pin is reading the right value. So this helps us detect if there's a wiring issue. So right now we see on the screen, and I'll show you in a sec, it'll show vibration detected. So if the LED doesn't go high, then we know we have to check our wiring. It's like a quick, easy way to know where the mistake is. And then digital, so I have an else statement. Else, if it's not a high value, digital write, LED low. And this is kind of the opposite here. So the condition, it stays low unless there's an input from the sensor. And then it writes low to the LED, so the LED won't turn on. So now we have two ways of checking if everything we did was correct. And I have a delay of 200 to show that there is going to be there's a distinct difference between inputs to this sensor, so they don't kind of overlap. Okay, so then once we're done, we're going to compile the code, check if there's any errors, it's all good. Then we will upload it to the Arduino. Then I want to see the output on screen for vibrations detected. So right now I have it all hooked up to the Arduino. If it's not hooked up, it's going to say not Arduino, not hooked up. So no device connected. So right now it's telling us that we got our Arduino hooked up. So I'm going to hit Command Shift M on my Mac. If you have a PC, it'll be Control Shift M. And now you can actually watch the values. See, I'm hitting the desk, vibration detected. So now when we look at the actual wiring setup in the next video, you will see that it's gonna light up the LED anytime I bang on the desk with my fist. Alright, thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for the next video where we'll actually check up the wiring setup with all the code installed. Thank you. Bye.